Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor. Welcome to a round of Lupini Garden Conquest size large where I come in late and get off to a horrible start. Not to mention the other team had a hacker doming people in one shot with an assault rifle from across the map. After he bottled us all in, he quickly got removed, and I die every way possible, including a UCAV with just the right amount of salt and pepper, and then a filthy more. Obviously, we've got to fight our way out from that bottle, being down to that one cap. It's all about grinding. Sometimes it's just death after death, but you're getting on the flags, you're contesting them, you're burning them back, and you're putting the round back in your favor. It's all about getting at least 3 flags, putting that ticket bleed back in your favor. But that's not really what we're going to be talking about today, as I use the F2000 more than likely for the last time on vanilla. It changed drastically in CTE, the community test environment. That's going to be the subject of today's video. Right now, as I'm making this video, the developers of CTE tweeted out a bunch of servers. They're testing the final build for the fall patch. It's coming to all the consoles. That's old gen, current gen, of course, PC. They also talked about why they can't have multiple builds of the game out there, why PC can't come first, even though there isn't a delay really, except for their own Q&A and, of course, the EA process to get PC patches out, because they all need to be on the same build. DICE doesn't want to have multiple builds floating out there for the consoles and, of course, PC, as I pick up the mortar death to complete the trifecta of UCAV, Filthy More, and mortar within a couple seconds. And they don't want multiple builds going out there because that's when they say it can get sloppy. You got different people working on different builds. The bug squashing isn't the best. And of course, the optimization might not be the best. So all hands on deck for one build across all platforms on one server. That seems to be working very well for them because CTE has been pretty good. There's been something recently in the server-side patch or maybe some Microsoft updates that doesn't seem to be working very well. There's been a rash of posts on Reddit, the CTE forums, about random crashes and people talking about what they've done to change it, to try to remedy it. Even I redid my overclock, reduced it, then brought it back because I was still crashing. Lots of people even changed their RAM, throwing down mad money because RAM isn't exactly cheap right now. A couple $100 will get you 8 to 16 gigs. To see if that was the issue. It's a very common problem that they are on top of. Battlefield's about to be drastically different. If you have PC and Premium and had the chance to play CTE, the player movement is faster, quicker to sprint. The strafing is faster. The gunplay is faster. It's more snappy. It's more responsive because they got rid of a lot of the horizontal recoil on a multitude of guns. Pretty much everything in the game was touched. Even the FAMAS was brought to 31 in the mag on a full reload. They brought back down, but they reduced a ton of horizontal recoil. You used to be able to tap fire pro this thing, people across the map, but of course there's only 26 or 27 in the mag, and the reload is still very long. The F2000 became extremely good again at medium and longer ranges. The F2000 has a pretty good rate of fire, but it used to have a ton. Right now, in this video, it has a lot of horizontal recoil, and they got rid of most of that. As I'm trying to read my mini-bat, sit back and try to see who pops their head out first to play whack-a-mole. It's very important not to rush into bad situations, especially when people have you surrounded in a horseshoe-type shape, or even worse, a circular-type shape as I try to kill a ladder climber, because I don't want them having this because, of course, that is verticality, and that's bad. So the F2000 became extremely good. It was always good at close range. The reload's not the best, but that at those medium ranges, it's even easier to kill people now in CTE. You don't have to tap fire as much. You can burst fire more bullets downrange quicker, higher accuracy, quicker deaths. They redid the balance because of this, because the tick rate had improved so much that damage was hitting much, much, much better. So the time to kills became much quicker as I almost get lost in that doorway and have a little bit of a trade. So now everything in the game requires one more bullet to kill. Most of the pistols, most of the assault rifles, and the carbines. Of course, the bolt actions are still pretty much the same thing because if you can headshot tater-tot somebody, they're going to go down no matter if they're standing 5 feet away from you or 15. Not to mention the defensive perk. It still has a reduction, but with the bullet change, it kind of changes the pace of the game. And now there's a big icon above people's head when they spot them and they are running the defensive perk. There's a shield above them, letting you know that maybe you just want to hold down a mouse button 1 or the controller, the bumper, just a little bit longer. The speed of the game is drastically different thanks to the improved tick rate. That, of course, suppression is changing as well. The Optic sway is still there. That's something that might not be going away anytime soon. But here's something that also stunk when being combined with the perfect Jesus pose. I don't teabag often, but he looks so peaceful. I just kind of want to disturb that. Is what they've done with suppression is like, I'm stuck. There is added recoil when you hit fire by 25%. When you ADS, there is 0 added recoil. In vanilla, what I'm playing right now, there's a ton of added recoil when you're ADS. I don't know the exact number, but usually the gun kicks up like a wild stallion in the fields, and it's hard to calm it back down. It's best to stop firing, probably seek cover, then re-peek if they're pushing, or reload and bait them around the corner as I'm trying to get a little flank on. So the game's actually going to be faster paced, even with the damage reduction, because if you got a good shot, you don't have to worry about being suppressed as much. If you have an assault rifle or carbine, that random optic sway really isn't going to be too bad up until around maybe 50, 60, 70 meters. I had a lot of comfort with shooting people across the map while being suppressed. It was a pretty good feeling, and that with the improved tick rate. There's something else going on with the interpolation with the difference of pings in the servers. Battlefield 4, currently in vanilla, from the onset, did this thing where it kind of favored high pings. It would take that time to kind of interpret what bullets were supposed to land and what was kind of going on and kind of pause the damage a little bit. It's not the best explanation, but it kind of works. Therefore, you probably die in the process as low ping, and he goes scurrying away with the high ping. They have trimmed that way down. There's going to be less favoring of the high ping. So the guy pinging out at 180 plus isn't going to have pretty much the opportunity. He's not going to have that advantage. So it's going to pay for people to play in their regions, just like any other game. What other shooter can you play that you can get away with having a higher ping and have the advantage for the majority of the time? Obviously, when the servers have their hiccups, so there's a little bit of lag, anything can happen. But any competitor shooter I've been a part of, it's always been lower ping, better. Higher ping, not so good. On top of all this, and my final point is the rush maps have drastically changed. There's been multiple maps that went through 2 and 3 and 4 versions. The verticality has been changed. The spawn beacons don't parachute people in anymore. It makes many of the maps very much improved. I didn't play a lot of Rush in Battlefield 4, and I've grunted and groaned on live streams when certain maps come up. But some of those maps that I hate in vanilla right now, like Siege of Shanghai and Zavad, have become my favorites in CTE. Hopefully you guys are ready for Battlefield 4 2.0, because that's what's about to hit us in a couple weeks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you soon.